Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for coming out here today. My name is Mayor Barbara Ann Keffer. I'm here with State Representatives Mike Zabel and Gina Curry to honor 4 individuals who assisted during the miraculous helicopter crash landing on January 11th. These individuals, going about their day, bravely reacted to assist immediately. Their heroic instincts, along with those of the pilot, crew, and our first responders, ensured that no lives were lost that day and that the accident scene remained secure. Catherine D'Onofrio was driving for Lyft that day when it happened. Instead of continuing on, she and her passenger got out and acted quickly to assist. That passenger was Emma Gray, a senior at Upper Darby High School, who courageously stepped in alongside D'Onofrio to help. Tina Hamilton was also there and quickly called 911 to alert our public safety team. And finally, Jules Singles, an off-duty EMT, stepped up and used her training to assist with getting the baby out of the helicopter. It was truly amazing and a miracle that day. It happened on a busy street, it's a state road, it's in a mostly residential neighborhood, and it happened in front of a church. And that is why we, as a community, are so thankful for our police and first responders on the scene, and these 4 women we are honoring today, Catherine, Emma, Jewel, and Tina. On behalf of Upper Darby, I thank you for your bravery and your swift actions and being in the right place at the right time.
On January 11th of this year, I rushed out of my house, I was dashing my car, and I hurried over here to the corner of Vermont and Bloomfield, and I thought, this is the truth, that I was headed to the scene of a tragedy, a terrible tragedy. It turned out I was headed to the scene of a miracle. As the pastor alluded to, a miracle doesn't just happen. It's enabled. People make it happen. And today, we're here to celebrate some of the people who made that happen. Now, this miracle was absolutely in large part, made possible by that brave helicopter crew, and I do want to recognize the pilot, Daniel Moore, and the rest of that brave crew, who not only saved their own lives, but also the life of the child passenger that they were carrying with them to Children's Hospital. They all emerged unscathed, the pilot with some injuries, but everybody, no life-threatening injuries. A true miracle. But today we're here to recognize 4 ordinary, and I mean that as a compliment, ordinary people who weren't there to do a job, who had no idea that this was going to happen to them. And their heroism, their selflessness, their bravery are what we're here to celebrate today. They're my neighbors, they're your neighbors, and they're our heroes. When they were passing, or as they were near it was a sunny Tuesday, I still remember that day, and as they were coming through, for whatever reason, that corner of Vermont and Bloomfield, they had no idea what they were headed into. And as I was speaking to some of them earlier, and there's Catherine. That's right. Catherine, that's right. We were on time that day. That's what mattered. They didn't know what they were coming towards, and to see a helicopter coming out of nowhere, as Tina was explaining to me, it was only a few feet above her. It had to be surreal. And it's hard to imagine how any of us would respond in that moment, but we know how they did. They didn't run. They didn't hide. They didn't turn the other direction. They went towards the help. And they didn't know what kind of danger was in front of them. They didn't know how great the risk was that that copter could have blown up at any moment. They rushed towards the people, and they helped get the child out, the crew out. They helped make sure we got our first responders out there in a timely fashion so they could do their job. And they did a fantastic job as well, and I'm pleased that we're joined by some of our brave first responders here in Upper Darby as well. On behalf of all of us, Catherine, Jewel, Emma, and Tina, thank you. On behalf of all the people in Pennsylvania, on behalf of all the people of Drexel Hill and Upper Darby, particularly for being my family, thank you. Thank you. We will always remember your bravery, your selflessness, and your acts which helped save lives. I'm certain helped save lives. So thank you. We're eternally grateful for you. I'm pleased to be joined by Mayor Keffer and the Township Council, and my colleague, State Representative Gina Curry. I've never been prouder to represent Drexel Hill and some of the people here. I also know Rick Krajewski represents, I believe, Jewel as a state representative, and he wished to be here today. But he speaks in reverential terms of what happened here today. Truly, the miracle on Vermont, somebody wanted to call it the Vermont bounce. I'm not sure the copper bounce, but it did bounce. All right, we're calling it the Vermont bounce. A little more catchy. But thank you. We are eternally grateful. And I, for one, will never forget it, and neither will the people of this community. So thank you.
Well, hello. Everybody has really said everything, but I just want to touch. My name is Gina H. Curry. I'm the newest state representative in the House. And I remember that day really well because I was in Harrisburg. And I remember it coming up on my phone and looking and saying, oh my goodness, this is in my area right away. And it makes your stomach drop when you see something like that, because typically you're not thinking about a miracle, you're thinking the worst, okay, tragedy. And so when I look at the four here who were a part of that, they didn't wake up that morning saying, oh, I'm gonna be a shero, but you were exactly that, you're sheroes. And this is Women's History Month, and how fitting you are right now to be honored in the month of March, Women's History Month. Tina, Emma, Jewel, and Catherine, thank you. And particularly for the young lady here who is still at Darby High School, how fitting to know that you are indeed a royal and the pride is beaming right now. And I just thank you for taking that opportunity. You're a young woman, you could have said, let me get out and off of the scene. Or you could have just taken your camera out and started taking pictures and posting it. But you got involved, so thank you. Thank you to each one of you, and thank you for the first responders, the Township Council who have come out today, to Mayor Keffer, and to my colleague, State Representative Mike Zabel. Thank you.
Now we have, that's all right, I'll just project. Now we have for them, from Representative Curry and myself, and Representative Rick Krajewski, one of these women is a constituent, representing to them citations of recognition from the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. And I'll turn to Mayor Keffer. I believe she also has recognitions from Upper Darby.
I thought we were going to do that outside.
Oh, we're going to do that outside? Okay. We'll pass these off to them here now, and then we'll do them as well. So, Catherine, thank you very much. We will head outside to present the certificates from Upper Darby as a scene of the crash and their heroism. So thank you all very much for coming.